Okay, so this is the thing that we bought earlier today. A sweet holiday surprise, introducing legendary Gingerbread Bastion. The heroes of Overwatch are dashing through the snow this year's Winter Wonderland. I'm gonna be honest with you, the Winter Wonderland event is kind of mid. It is absolutely boring. I wish they kind of like amped it up a little bit, like revamped it. It was kind of bad. This event features a special delivery of new arcade modes, cosmetics, free rewards, and plenty of good times to be had with teammates and friends. For Overwatch players, we really don't have friends. We are also cooking up a sweet holiday treat just for you. Starting now through January 2nd, so chat, starting now, December 20th to January 2nd, you could buy the all-new Gingerbread Legendary Bastion skin for a single Overwatch coin. One Overwatch coin. All of their skins should be 1 coin, but they're making this one 1 coin. So if you guys have 1 coin, if you guys completed like a little bit of weeklies, you guys are going to be able to get this skin. Even if you are brand new to Overwatch 2 and you don't have Overwatch coins yet, we have you covered. Completing weekly challenges in the game will award Overwatch coins for free, and thanks to our friends at Microsoft, you can now redeem Microsoft reward points for Overwatch coins. Log into Overwatch 2 now through January 2nd to get a special gift from the team. Just by opening the game, players will receive oh, look, if you just log into the game, you get a festive wreath weapon charm and a 2023 player icon. Stick around and complete special holiday challenges to even earn more rewards.
Couldn't find anything better to watch. Cheers.
Including the Ice Queen Epic Brig skin. Wow. Okay, and the next thing, I believe is... Oh, this is what's interesting, chat. If you guys haven't heard this yet, Overwatch World Cup to return in 2023. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the World Cup. Dude, I miss the World Cup. I'm glad they're actually coming back with it because the World Cup was probably the most hype thing about Overwatch in general. Okay, let's see. Attention world, after 3 years away, we're thrilled to announce that the Overwatch World Cup is returning for 2023. That means probably BlizzCon is going to be happening in 2023. There's no way Jay3 is going to be on Team USA, bro. I'm old, washed up, balding. Actually, I just got a haircut today. I know, I'm looking sexy, you know. Don't want to brag or anything, but yeah, I don't know. Nah. I would want to be a bench player. I would love to be a bench player. That would be pretty fucking pog. Ow. Okay, anyways. And the competition will be bigger than ever. New game, new players, and new ways of spotlighting your country and region on a global scale. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. We'll reveal additional program details as they're ready, but here's the big picture for 2023 World Cup. Timeline overview. In January, oh, that's next month. In January, we'll announce the 36 countries and regions competing in the 2023 Overwatch World Cup, and that's also when the competition committee applications will open. Each competition committee will be responsible for organizing tryouts for their country and region following Blizzard guidelines. Alongside regular tryouts, we're introducing a new avenue for players to compete for a spot on their team. This comes in the form of an open tournament format. World Cup Trials, what the fuck? In February, the World Cup Trials competition will earn winning players a direct spot in the tryouts for their teams. Players will still be able to sign up for regular tryouts taking place in March. Regular tryouts will have a competitive rank requirement of Diamond and above. So chat, if you are Diamond and higher, you can try out for the Overwatch World Cup team. Doesn't mean you're probably gonna make it, but okay. Also, in 2023, we'll be offering some challenges and rewards for all the players to help celebrate the return of the Overwatch World Cup. In June, after the rosters are finalized, Overwatch World Cup qualifiers are planning to take place through regional online competition, narrowing down 36 teams to 16 to the next phase of the tournament. Those 16 teams will then battle it out on a LAN environment in the fall of 2023 to determine our first World Cup champion since 2019. Oh, did I say May? Oh yeah, it's one month before April, yeah. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Okay, stage 1, competitor announcement. Blizzard selects 36 countries and regions. Committee application. February, World Cup trials. Committee announcement. March, team tryouts. Team selection. June, World Cup qualifiers. June, wow, in June. Really? And then the fall of 2023, Top 16 country and regional teams compete in a LAN round-robin group stage. Top 8 teams advance in the finals. Top 8 country and regional teams compete in a single elimination bracket to determine the Overwatch World Cup medalist and world champion. I'm pretty sure the finals is going to probably be at BlizzCon, like how it was last time. Last time there was a huge thing at BlizzCon. Hopefully, and I pray, chat, and I pray, I hope Blizzard is smart enough, chat. I hope Blizzard is actually smart enough. Let us co-stream. Sure, you guys could stream it yourself and whatnot, but let us co-stream it with our own chats, bro. Please. Please, Blizzard, use your brain for once. I've been saying to bring back the World Cup for years, bro, because it was actually the hype thing in Overwatch, and they stopped making this game hype. Okay, the last thing here, chat. Oh, fucking COVID is why it stopped. Now, listen, still could have done it. They could have done it online. This is the Overwatch 2 developer blog, Matchmaker and Competitive Deep Dive Part 1. Wait a minute. Hopefully there's good changes to competitive. Remember, this is what's the most important thing here, chat. This is what's the most important thing here. Hello, heroes. In the first part of our 2-part deep dive on matchmaking and competitive, we'll look at how matchmaking works under the hood and answer some outstanding questions around how MMR is determined and factored into the system. So when you guys are bronze and you're wondering why you're bronze, this is probably why. Ultimately, the goal of the matchmaker is to create as fair matches as possible across all game modes. We know matchmaking can be a source of frustration, especially in competitive, and we like to recognize it doesn't always feel like it's meeting its goal. In order to address your thoughts, we need to dissect the matchmaker and competitive systems separately before going into how they affect one another. In part 1, we talk about how the matchmaker works, some of the challenges we faced, and some of the ways we started to tackle some issues. Okay, this is actually going to be interesting. I kind of want to see how their matchmaker works, chat, because this thing needs to be changed. Internal matchmaking rating, MMR, matchmaking rating. So when you hear someone say MMR, you guys have an MMR and like an SR, obviously, your skill rating and your hidden matchmaking rating. Anyways, our matchmaker is designed to create balanced matches. To do that, we need some approximation. Oh, Jesus, I can't read. Of each player's skill. Everyone has internal matchmaking rating, MMR, that's a numerical value to describing your skill relative to everyone else. However, MMR is an absolute value, meaning your MMR can change even if your personal skill stays the same. This could indicate the general population is getting better or worse compared to you. You can see this example below that displays player MMR in quick play. Oh, dude, there's MMR in quick play apparently, with the most of us right around the middle of the curve. Current distribution of quick play MMR. Wait, I don't even know what's this. I don't even know what this is saying. This is the current distribution of quick play MMR. So does that mean this is like the average player? Everyone's worse than average, and then like this is the bronze players. This is like the middle of the pack, and then this is like the best players. Your MMR will rise over time if you improve your skill and win more games against players of your current MMR level. All our game modes, including competitive, only look at MMR when forming a match. We never used your outward-facing skill tier or division to form matches. So that's why you could get diamond players when you're in GM games. Likewise, the rank you see in a player's profile isn't the same as their MMR. We only adjust your... Well, it should be the same as your MMR. I don't understand that. That's just weird to me. I don't know. We only adjust your MMR after you win or lose a game, or if you come back after not playing for a long time. Your MMR is unaffected when we lower your rank at the beginning of a season, and everyone in your matches has a similar MMR as you. Initial ranked matches can feel turbulent because many players return at the beginning of a season, and anything that changes player population is going to affect the matchmaker. It's also important to remember that our teammates are humans. That's not true at all. Some of my teammates are fucking bots, bro. That is not true. I'm pretty sure Overwatch is gonna do the Fortnite way and add bots into competitive. I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna do. We don't always perform the same from game to game, or even from team fight to team fight. That's not true. I play like a god 24/7. This inherent variance in our individual performance means that the matchmaker needs the results of many games as possible to get an accurate representation of your skill. Skill variation within groups. We love seeing you group up and have fun together because we believe Overwatch 2 is the game best shared with your friends. Then how come I'm only allowed to duo? I'm in GM and you only allow me to duo. I can't enjoy this game with my friends because you guys don't let me fucking make friends. Grouping up does, however, influence the matchmaker in a few different ways. Also, didn't I take out group finder? Overwatch 1 had a group finder where you can make groups and play with each other. But they took it out in Overwatch 2. And they have the fucking audacity. They have the balls to say, we believe Overwatch 2 is a game at best shared with your friends. When players group up, there's the possibility that the group has a larger skill difference than a match would we typically like to make. Those of you at the very highest of levels might notice these skill differences more too, because there's far fewer players at the very top of the MMR curve. We can't always avoid these types of matches, but we can make them feel better. These matches can often feel imbalanced if they create situations where there's a large disparity of skill within a single role between the two teams. Sometimes I get a diamond tank player and the other team gets a top 500 player, and I fucking just lose games because, no offense, I have a diamond player as my tank. No offense to the diamond player. For an example, we might match a highly rated tank against a comparatively lower rated tank. Oh, wow, I just said that all, and the next sentence was just them comparing tanks. So even if the overall match is balanced, the competition between the tanks feel very one-sided. Wow. We've got changes coming to the game over the next few months, which will drastically reduce these disparities. Really? We'll try to find pairs of similarly rated players in each role when making a match. For support and damage roles, which have 2 slots, each player will be paired with 1 player on the opposite team. There will be still some... Wait, what? For support and damage roles, which have 2 slots, each player will be paired with 1 player on the opposite team. There will sometimes be matches with a large range of different skill players, but in these cases, the 2 teams will be more like mirror images of each other. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. That's fucking awful. This is dog shit. So what I'm getting here, chat, what I'm getting here is that they're trying to balance these games by trying to keep the games, like, trying to have the teams have the same MMR, but this doesn't make any sense. What happens if let's say I'm a top 500 DPS player, and then they give the other team a top 500 DPS player, but then they give me also a diamond player, and they give the other team a diamond player? Like, that's not fair. No. That doesn't make any sense. It should be, the whole team should be top 500 players, dude. No offense, I don't want to play with a diamond player. No offense, chat. However, with these improvements, there would always be times when we feel like matches have a skill disparity that isn't reflected in MMRs because some players in a match aren't calibrated. We've seen this much more frequently since Overwatch 2 launched, and we welcome a large influx of new players. Setting up for new players for success. I hope all the new players fail. Overwatch 2 is a lot to learn. It's a fast, team-based hero shooter where players juggle the gameplay of a traditional FPS, the unique abilities of a diverse hero roster, and many different types of game modes and maps. We tackled the learning curve from multiple directions to help ease new players into Overwatch 2. The most visible change was adding the first-time user experience at launch, but there's also an invisible change we're working on in the background: better matchmaking for new players. We've noticed that new players were losing their initial matches much more than they should have. And this trend wasn't leveling out enough by the time they played many more matches. Good. Dude, listen. Sometimes when you try something new, you gotta get your fucking ass kicked to get better, bro. That's just how it is. It's just how it is, bro. You gotta get your ass kicked, and then you get better. The win rates of new players should be normally distributed, meaning that most players should be hovering around a 50% win rate, but instead, the distribution was skewed with many new players losing at higher rates. Oh, so it is forced 50% win rate. Wow, that's crazy, chat. Forced 50% win rate. Look, they just said it right there. Crazy. This challenge is more difficult since the matchmaker has no initial data on a player's skill when they enter their first match. We've tried to remedy this issue with 2 distinct changes. First, new players initially started at an MMR value slightly below average, and you could think of it in terms of skill tiers around the lower divisions of silver. This was already below the center point of the player's base MMR distribution, but the new player win rate was still too low. We've lowered the starting MMR to a rating equivalent to Bronze 5 and instantly saw huge improvements for new players with a sub 40% win rate.
I kissy your 4444 head moo.
Foggy with the massive top D of the day, 69. Absolutely fucking insane. I appreciate it, my dude. Absolutely massive. So they lowered the hidden MMR of new players from lower divisions of silver to literally equivalent to bronze 5. If you are playing with or against a new player in Overwatch 2, these games should now... The second change we implemented was aimed at new players who did not belong in the initial MMR. Initial matches were weighed differently than standard matches because they increased and decreased MMR at a much higher rate than usual. We wanted to adjust the players' initial MMR as quickly as possible, because until their MMR is more properly calibrated, we're not able to make their fair matches. However, this is still meant that it took several games for players to get where they belonged. To improve this, we have added a streak modifier system that tracks a moving average of a player's win rate. When a player wins more than 50% of their matches, we start to increase their MMR faster. Wow. This levels out once we've seen the player's MMR value has them joining fair matches, sorry, which corresponds to a 50% win rate. Wow, they forced 50% win rate, chat. They're saying that a lot. They're forcing you to have a 50% win rate. With this change, we've seen that new and returning players reach a 50% win rate with much fewer matches than before. The faster we could calibrate a new player's MMR, the fewer unfair matches we'll create, not just for that player, but for the other 9 players in the match. Overall, we think this is a huge improvement to the new player experience, which we in turn should result in better matches for everyone. There will be more information on updates in the future, but until then, please keep sharing your feedback. It is our most valuable development resource. Final thoughts. We're continuing to analyze data, tune values, and evaluate more changes to the matchmaker. Our highest hope is to make a match that feels fun for everyone, even when the team that loses. That's fair. We feel strong. Sometimes I lose games, but some of the games were so fucking close that they were like really fun to play. That's very rarely though. We feel strongly that the best way to achieve this is to make matches that are as fair and balanced as possible. Yeah, but I don't like that whole thing, chat. I actually don't like that whole thing about where was it? Like, we're gonna give this team a top 500 tank player. We're gonna give this team a top 500 tank player, but then like the 2 supports and DPS, we're gonna give 1 like diamond and 1 masters, and then the other team 1 diamond and 1 masters. Like, I don't know. That's just weird. And they kept forcing, they kept saying forced 50-50, forced 50-50. They always want you to be around a 50% win rate. Yeah, I feel like they should just have high SR and or whatever your SR is, and get rid of the, I don't know. I wonder if other games do that, like Apex, or even Valorant. Does Valorant have a hidden MMR? It does? No, they don't. I want it to be like, I want them to just be straightforward and honest, bro. That's how I want this game to be. I want them to be like I'm just gonna say Apex for an example, because I played Apex. I don't play a lot of Valorant. Apex for an example, the top rated games are a little weird because the Predators and the Master players are sometimes still playing with diamonds. But like, I mean, I feel like that's fair, because if you're diamond and you're trying to get to that Masters in Apex Predator, I do feel like you should play against those players, even though you might get shit on most of the time. That's what's gonna make you better as a player. But like, as soon as the split happens or a new season happens, you drop 6 ranks or whatever it is. You drop ranks, and there's no hidden MMR. Everyone just drops ranks. They play in that rank, and that's how it should be. I feel it. I don't know. I don't know if Valorant does the same thing. I don't know if Valorant is like, hey, this is your rank that you are right now, but hey, guess what? Your hidden MMR is actually much higher than that, but we're not going to tell you what it is. Woo! Like, I don't like that. I feel like Rocket League does it very well. Yeah, I don't play Rocket League, but anyways.